John, and tonight I want answers about North Korea. There's no stopping us now because we're live.
Wants answers.
John wants answers.
Give John answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Check your calendar. If it says April 11th, 2013, then we're live. My guest tonight.
It says April 11th on the TV.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they just check their television?
Well, they have to make sure that their television and their calendar match. Or their YouTube screen, or whatever they're using to watch me, or Ustream.
But their calendar can say April 11th, even if it's not April 11th.
We've been through
I mean,
this.
unless they're diligent about tearing that page off and shredding it every day.
No, we're always assuming that their calendar is correct. They do their due diligence.
Shouldn't they look at their phone? I mean, I bet most people look at their phone to know what day it is.
Check your phone. If it says April 11th, 2013, then we're live. My guest tonight is Keith Stattenfield. He's my guest tonight because he's a news junkie, history buff, philosophy major,
Yes.
and a pedantic person. Pedantic. We had a new name figured out before the show, but
We
I
didn't use
switched it at the last minute.
Because it was wrong.
Never seen the show before? This is
Yeah,
like a
I know.
courtroom drama.
Not.
I'm the prosecutor.
He's not.
My guest is the expert witness.
Yes, I am.
And you in the audience and at home are the jury.
No,
It's
you're
your
not.
job
You're
to
just
convict
viewers.
or acquit the topic.
There's no...
So we'll be taking your tweets. You can tweet us at John Wants Answer. There's no S on the end, because we suck. Tweet us your questions, and we'll answer them during the show, because we're live.
If you tweet it with the S, does it get through, though?
No, I don't think it does.
Wow. Twitter should fix that.
If you don't like Twitter, you can go to our website, johnwantsanswers.com, go to the contact page, and you can send us an email that way. And we'll answer it live on the show, too.
You should get an app.net account.
I don't know what that means.
It's like Twitter, but you can have an S on the end.
Okay. We have a Twitter contest. If you tweet in and say you want a picture of me, you can get one of these. This one has been pre-signed to Stacy from Jim Short, but the one I send you will be to you from John. So, you know, we just had Easter last week or so.
Yeah, Northern Hemisphere did.
Yes. And, you know, after Easter, you have those Easter baskets left over with all that, like, you know, the Easter grass in there. And, like, what do you do with it? You know? Well, we have an idea
delicious.
of something you can do with your leftover Easter grass. Let's see the picture. Turn your dog, your pet, into an actual chia pet.
You stole that from Jay Leno.
No, I didn't. Here.
I did. I saw the exact picture on Jay Leno.
That's my actual dog.
You're a dirty, filthy Jay Leno thief.
Let's see what Jay Leno did.
You know, everyone gives their kids the Easter baskets, right? You went that whole thing, all the candy's gone. What are you left with? The grass, the recycled Easter grass. How do you recycle it? Here are a couple ideas people came up with. Can turn your dog into an actual chia pet. That might work.
Notice that dog. That is my dog. My dog in my backyard. Jay Leno stole the picture of my dog. And so I stole the clip of Jay Leno.
I thought it was your wife's dog.
It's my dog when he's on TV. It's her dog when he sheds all over the house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you figured that out then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like kids, you know. When they get A's.
You have kids?
Oh, no. If I had kids, the A kids would be mine. And the
the
slow kids.
And the ones that looked like you would be hers.
Big news. The Mountain Winery, they have a concert series every summer. They announced their concert series for this summer.
Yes.
And August 1st, Styx and Don Felder are both playing. You know what's amazing about that? Is we
know who Styx are, and we're kind of a little confused about who Don Felder is.
No. So Styx, we had the keyboardists from Styx on the show.
We did.
You were there.
I was there.
Lawrence Gowan was on the show. We did a 45-minute interview with him. It was fabulous, incredible. Don Felder is from the Eagles, and his keyboardist is Timothy Drury.
Who we've had on the show.
We had Timothy Drury on the show, on our third episode.
Is Timothy Drury going to be?
He did the new topic theme. Let's hear the new topic theme.
I remember him doing that.
Yeah. That was Timothy Drury. So now every keyboardist at this concert Mountain Winery will have been on John Wants Answers.
Wow, that's...
It's gonna be awkward when they meet in the dressing room. They'll be like, "Hey, you were on John Wants Answers too?" Yeah.
Have you called the Trivial Pursuit people? Because that'd be a good question.
It would be.
You know, in the arts and entertainment section.
Exactly. It's something you can Google for, but you wouldn't normally know.
I think there are 2 people that know that. And if anyone's watching at home, maybe 3.
3, because you and me.
Yeah, you and me, we're the 2.
I told my wife. I told my friend Eli.
I've
So that's
talked to her.
4.
She doesn't pay attention to you most of the time.
Yeah. Well, it's. She'll say it's the other way around.
My mother's here, but she's already forgotten it. She doesn't even know who the Eagles are.
Eagles. They were like in the 70s, right? Big, huge.
Yeah. She doesn't
Hotel
know who the Eagles
California.
are.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sad news
Sad news.
this week. Roger Ebert,
Yes.
beloved movie critic.
Well,
Unless you made a movie he
unless you made a movie he hated.
Yes.
Like the guy that wrote North. Didn't like Robert Ebert.
Passed away.
Passed away.
So I think in honor of him, we should do a movie review.
Okay.
And I already picked the movie.
I know.
It's my favorite movie, The Wrong Guy.
Yes.
We have a movie poster. This features Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall
Yes.
and News Radio.
And every other famous comedian Canadian there is.
No, not many. And Jennifer Tilly's in this, who isn't Canadian, I don't think.
No.
And some other people who are Canadian. And David Higgins, who he's in Mike and Molly now, and he was in the Ellen comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're all on the show. Anyways, it's a hilarious movie. You got, so I don't want to give the whole movie away, but this is...
You may as well, because they're never going to find it on video.
It's on Netflix, I checked. So basically a guy has a fight with his boss,
Yeah.
and then he goes to talk to him in his office, finds him dead already, and of course, like...
Killed by
everyone-
assassins, as I recall.
Yes, and it's like you shouldn't be taking the murder weapon, and touching it and stuff. But of course he does. He takes out the knife, and there's blood everywhere, and he's covered in blood, and he runs out screaming. So he thinks everyone thinks he did it. Right?
But they don't, as I recall.
But very quickly, they have videotape.
They've got
And
video,
They
and they
know,
know
he
it's
did do it.
assassins, yeah.
Yes. And so the whole movie, he's running from the cops who are not chasing him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this movie is so hilarious. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I'm going to use both
That's
of my
trademark.
thumbs.
That's trademark. That's trademark. You're going to jail, man.
I'm going to give it. What else can I put up?
you can go up.
2 hands up.
Pinkies up. Pinkies up.
Pinkies up?
Yeah, that's
2 pinkies up.
It's very Canadian.
Okay. What do you seen the movie? I made you watch it. What did you think?
I thought it was okay.
Just okay?
It was funny.
Okay, so we have 2 pinkies up and it's okay.
I mean, you can watch worse movies.
I watched The English Patient.
Yeah, that was worse.
Wasn't that critically acclaimed?
It was.
Which is why I don't trust critics anymore. And like Oscars and stuff. Like my wife says, this movie's never won an Oscar. We shouldn't waste our time watching this. Or it would never win an Oscar. And I'm like, those are movies I don't want to see.
Yeah. Comedies never win Oscars.
Why is that?
People hate funny.
Yeah. All right. So now we can...
Look at the time, man. The show's over.
Our first topic, North Korea. I don't know if you at home know this, can realize this, but the audio is only playing in the
John wants
Yeah,
answers.
we don't
No
know
idea.
any sound
I have
effects
no
in
idea
here.
what's going on.
So we're pretending we heard the new topic theme.
I barely heard it.
I can kind of hear it overpowering the noise in the control room. So, North Korea. I'm scared of an attack.
With good reason.
Is that just where they want me?
Yes.
Their whole plan was to make me scared.
Not you individually.
The whole world or just our country?
A lot of people, yeah. They also could be crazy. Just stark raving.
Do we think North Koreans are crazy or just this
The leadership.
Kim
like
Jong?
like 10 people in North Korea, maybe.
Okay.
Could actually be crazy enough to think this was a good idea.
Now, they're called the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Yes.
But they're not
Except
democratic.
in Korean.
Yeah, but they're not democratic.
Well, they are. They have elections.
They do?
They do.
So how is it that? So does Kim Jong Il? Is that who it is right now? Kim Jong Un? Is it now?
Kim Jong-un.
Un.
Or Kim Jong-un.
So is he? He was not.
He wasn't
elected.
elected. But the lower levels of government, like their prime minister is elected.
Oh, so he's a leader, and there's a prime minister who is not him.
Yes, but he's really the leader.
He's really the leader.
They've just adopted names like prime minister and other things.
And so the prime minister can't really do anything because...
Well, we can do some things, but not much.
Okay. And so his dad, Kim Jong-un, was Kim Jong-il? Il? Something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a...
And his father was Kim Il-sung.
So there's
And
a
his
lot of-
father has pretty much been there since the foundation of when North and South Korea separated
So he was somehow
after
declared...
the end of World War I,
After
after the end of
he-
World War II.
Uh-huh. After he died,
And when he died,
became eternal leader, the ghost of him. was
yes,
eternal
he
leader.
was president of Korea. And when he died, they said he is still the president of Korea and will be forever.
And his
And
offspring
his
interpret his vibes.
son, well, no, his son serves as supreme leader here in Korea of the country. And his father and now grandfather are still president, eternal president.
So there's two eternal presidents.
No, there's only one eternal president, the first one,
Oh, so
the grandfather.
but the father, who's dead,
Dead.
is nothing.
Well,
But a dead
still
guy?
revered.
Well, beloved by some.
Well, beloved might be a little too far, but still significantly revered.
Okay.
And
we have-
the reason they're democratic is they have elections, but the people that win the elections with 100% of the vote.
Yeah. Funny how that is.
Because
There's no-
they're the only people on the ballot.
No one's running.
And no one would dare run against them because that,
Historically, has that been a bad move?
yeah, that's the kind of thing gets you sent to a camp. And not the nice kind of camp.
All right. So when did Korea split into North and South?
Well, most recently at the end of World War II. Before World War II, Korea had been occupied by the Japanese
Okay.
for like 20 or 30 years.
Right.
And the Koreans weren't happy with that. But
I heard that
as
Japan-
part of the spoils, right at the end of World War II, the East, United States, and Western Europe, and the Soviet Union essentially divvied up all of the possessions of Germany and Japan and Italy.
Okay.
And Korea was divided at the 38th parallel. And Russia got the north half, and pretty much the United States got the southern half.
Did Korea want to be divided?
No, but we didn't really ask them, I suspect.
So we just put a line down the middle. Kind of like Germany was East Germany, West Germany.
Kind of like Germany was East Germany and West Germany.
Yeah. But Japan was all
and,
Japan.
you know, Russia and China installed a government in the north half, and the United States installed a government in the south half.
Okay.
And the government in the south half didn't survive terribly long because it was pretty unpopular.
Okay.
And the government in the north half survived with help from Russia and China till the mid-60s, and then Russia kind of pulled out.
Well,
But
before that, in
The Korean War
1950,
happened
Yeah.
when the north half essentially tried to, both halves of Korea claimed to represent the entire country.
Okay.
And so
Kinda
the
like Taiwan.
North Koreans attacked the government of the South, and to claim back Korea and make it one country. And the UN came in and sent a bunch of forces there. MASH, the TV show, which lasted for 12 years, chronicled the 3-year Korean War.
Right.
A lot of people went over the
And Apocalypse
the
Now?
front.
Was
no,
that-
that was Vietnam.
Oh, that's Vietnam. Sorry. Okay.
And the front in Korea moved back and forth, but pretty much it mostly stuck around the 38th parallel, right? They'd make progress one direction, the other direction, and eventually in 1953 or 54 or something, they agreed, let's temporarily stop the war, the ceasefire, and we'll just kind of draw the line where it is right now, which is pretty close to the 38th parallel, except it's not straight anymore.
Right. It's like, is it a river or is it just
No, it's a
random
line. They agreed. Here's where it is, and
Okay.
since then they have, each side has pulled back so that there's like a 2-mile wide corridor on each side of this line.
So 4
that
miles.
in theory they're
total?
not supposed to go into, except troops go in on each side to patrol it, and smack down the middle there's the demarcation line. The line that this is the one we've agreed to, and that's your side and this is our side.
And I understand that there's tunnels from the north
Some
going
they-
under, trying to do sneak attacks all the time.
and the South tries to find them and get rid of them, yeah. But I mean, and the Korean War was really, it was the first skirmish of the Cold War, where Korea was used as a proxy war
was-
between Russia and the United States.
Was
and
China
Britain,
involved in that
France.
war, kind of?
China was certainly involved a lot. A lot of the troops were actually Chinese.
So we were kind of directly attacking the Chinese.
Yes, we were directly attacking Chinese troops, and Chinese troops were directly attacking us. I don't think there were a lot of Russian troops that were part of the North Korean side, but they were getting financial support and political support,
Right.
although that dwindled off, and it was primarily China, and for a long time primarily has been China that's supporting the North Korean government.
So Russia has gotten out of the game.
Yeah. By the 60s, Russia had given up on the north side of Korea.
And so the allies for South Korea, that's just the United States? And is there more?
Well, I mean, during
UN?
the Korean War, right, there were British troops were there, French troops were there.
Okay.
Most of what had been, I mean, the UN sent troops, and at that point in time, the UN was mostly Western nations.
Now, the fortunes of the two Koreas have really separated over the years.
So they have, yeah. South Korea has just taken off in the
Like-
last 20 or 30 years.
In the beginning, I think they were pretty close to the
Certainly
same,
for a long
and
time. I
North
mean,
Korea was
when
actually
North Korea
maybe
was getting
successfully-
significant support from the Soviet Union and China,
Okay.
they were doing great. Well, not great, but they were keeping up, right? Because
Right.
it was, a Cold War geopolitical, each side trying to keep the other side, keep their side up. And
But now today, you look at it, and South Korea
today, South Korea
is
is,
an industrial giant, it's fair to say.
and North Korea's not.
Samsung, they're making all these phones.
I've heard.
North Koreans can't afford a phone.
Not, there's some of them, but not many.
Yeah. And they, have a hard time feeding themselves. There's like a lot
They
of...
do, yeah. They don't grow enough food.
And they have state-run medical care. But I think it's like, the budget is like $1 per person per year.
On average, it's what
So it's
they say.
Poor
Wikipedia
medical.
says.
yeah, I read Wikipedia last night.
Yeah. It's got to be true. It's on the internet.
Okay, so now North Korea aren't as strong of a nation as South Korea, but they're always making noise, like they're very unhappy and want to eliminate the rest of the world, it sounds like. Maybe not the rest
They're
of the world.
very nationalistic.
In particular, they're against South Korea,
Yes.
and they're against the United States.
Yes.
Why are they against the United States?
They're probably against Western powers in general, but we are a very convenient target. And someone
Because we propped up South Korea? is probably
because
the
we
reason?
propped up South Korea, and we were certainly the largest set of troops in the Korean War, and being anti-American is not solely a Northern Korean
Right.
fascination.
And so the news recently is that they have a nuclear weapon,
Maybe.
and they want to send it over and kill a lot of Americans. But it's a long way from North Korea
It is.
to continental United States.
Yes.
I looked at a map on Google Maps last night. It's like at least a third of an Earth, if
It's a
not
little
half
more
an
than
Earth.
that, yeah.
Now, if you want to get to Guam, they've been talking about Guam because I guess it's close by. Where's Guam compared to North Korea?
Pacific. Closer.
Closer, okay.
But
Not to say that we don't like the Guamians, the Guam people of Guam, but that's not like a strategic, necessarily, place to hit.
we would feel bad
We would feel
if they
terrible.
bombed anyone.
Yeah, anywhere in the world. If they bombed, Vietnam,
We'd feel bad.
we'd feel bad. Yeah. We have to stop for a break now. When we come back,
You don't know what camera you're on, do you?
I do, but it's not pointed at me. We come back, we're going to read your tweets, so send them now, and we're going to talk more about North Korea. See you soon. Okay.
You think there are any tweets at all?
I don't know.
No, this is when you're gonna do your ear, right? Fix your hair, Prince.
Apparently my hair is terrible.
Looks terrible.
I have a woman do my hair before the show.
You have a hair
Yeah.
person?
Yeah,
I actually have a hair person.
a hair and makeup person.
Keith, Loretta said your shirt looks very sloppy.
Oh, well.
The last tweet we have is from Jim Short, who's going to go live last month.
Any better?
You need to pull the bottom together to hide your beautiful stomach.
I know she didn't say beautiful stomach.
We have feedback.
Did you say that?
Wow. Okay, that's cool. We actually getting some messages here.
Man,
So have you guys figured out the audio in the studio problem? Can you play me a new topic jingle? So we
it's
can
not
see
a
if we
problem.
can-
They just don't have that thing up.
Figured out why you're not hearing the music in the studio.
That's still not here. We can hear it that it's coming out of there.
I'm not sure if I. Oh, yeah, there we go.
What was your? You had a wardrobe malfunction?
No, she just wanted to button it.
Do you guys want to hear the music again?
Yeah. Can you try it
Maybe
again?
I can hear it again before we come back on. Music.
No, it's not playing.
I think we're just going to live with it.
Okay, we'll deal with
I mean,
it.
they play the music one more time.
I can
John,
hear
why
it
don't
on
you
my...
have a bird drop down with a question?
We don't allow. Oh, we just had a bit of the end of it.
Thing, whatever you just did. You did it.
There we go. Now we're good.
Man, they fixed it.
Now we're good. 3, 2, 1.
And we're back, and we're here to take your tweets and your messages. We got a message here from Jack Jameson. Jamieson? Is it Jamieson or Jameson?
Jameson.
Jameson, I'm being told. Dear Uncle John. Wait, this is my nephew? Okay.
I was going to guess porn star, but I think that those two things together are unlikely.
There's a lot of things wrong with what you said. I would like an autograph pic. So, Jack wins an autograph picture. I will sign it to Jack from Uncle John, apparently. Thanks for watching the show. Well, I'll tell you.
I'd
always.
confirm that he's your nephew first.
I believe he is. Now
Okay.
Are you suggesting he's not?
I'm just saying it'd be terrible if there was a porn star with the name John Jameson that had a... Because that's a great name for that.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Terrible thing to say.
Don't you know better? I can't.
No, I don't know better, apparently.
This is why we can't have Wave
This is
Award
why
winning
we
shows.
can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have Wave Award winning shows.
Or nice guess.
Or nice guests. When they see a preview and watch this episode, they'll be like, I can't come on that show.
Good thing it's on at 9:30.
So before we get to North Korea, let's finish up North Korea. How much more do you have to say about North Korea?
I don't know. What do you want to know, man?
Do we think they can send a missile our way with a nuclear bomb?
I don't think it is with a missile. I mean, sure, they could certainly put a nuclear bomb in a boat and
And send a,
sail it over to Los Angeles and detonate it, and no one would know.
no one would know. A nuclear
Well, until
bomb
it went
going-
off.
If you put like a bomb in the harbor of Los Angeles, like a nuclear
When
bomb.
it went off, we know.
Yeah.
But before that, we wouldn't.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you giving? Don't give the enemy ideas.
There was a movie.
Oh, there was a movie about this.
Yeah. I'm not the first. They get Netflix there, so.
Now North Korea has, it seems recently, been very upset with us. I mean, we helped the South Koreans for the last 50 years. It's recently they seem very upset with us. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, we had,
new
we signed a peace treaty with them in like 98 or 99 or 2000.
Oh, with
And
with
things
North
were
Korea?
getting better. But, the father, Kim Il-young, died.
Right.
And his son, there was a bit of a struggle before he passed away and after he passed away as to who was going to take over.
It wasn't.
And
given?
he had 3 sons, and
Oh.
his youngest son was kind of anointed, but his youngest son kind of needs to prove that he's capable of being the supreme leader of Korea,
And he does this by sending nuclear
being
weapons.
bellicose and standing up to the West internally is probably somewhat good politics for him, or it could be he's crazy.
Okay. All right. We have a new segment we're going to try and see how it works out. I'm going to call it hilarious or creepy? So, I try and do hilarious things day to day in my life.
Yes, but mostly you do creepy things.
Sometimes they come off as creepy. So I got a lot of stories lined up. So here's one I have. So,
Wait. I'm going to write down the answer on my hand before you even start. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I'm going to tell this story. So I was in a sandwich shop, and I was waiting in line to order my sandwich. And there was a lady and a friend sitting at a booth. And she was holding her phone. I'll show you how she was holding her phone. She's holding it like this. Right? Like this.
Yes.
Now that kind of looks, if you look at me, it looks like I'm taking your picture.
Yes.
In fact, here I'm going to take your picture, and it's going to look the same. See? Wait
Wow,
for it.
this is great live television.
Okay. So it looks like she was holding her phone like this, taking a picture.
Yeah.
And it looks like I was going to be in the picture she was taking.
Yeah.
I don't think she's taking a picture of me necessarily, but she's taking a picture and I was going to be in it. So I thought, well, would it be hilarious if I took out my camera, my phone, and took a picture of her?
Taking a picture of you.
Taking a picture, because she had taken a picture of me, so I'll take a picture of her. I thought it'd be, amusing, hilarious.
Amusing, perhaps.
We have the picture I took. Let's see the picture I took of her. Here's the picture I took in the sandwich shop. And you can see that's her, sitting with her friend.
Far away?
Now, I think you can tell that she's annoyed. Let's look at the zoomed in picture. See, look at that. She looks pretty annoyed
Yeah.
and creeped out.
Yeah.
She's not laughing like it's hilarious.
No, because it wasn't.
And so after this, she turns around, or didn't turn around, she looks right at me and says, "Did you just take my picture?" And of course I said, "Well, it looked like you're taking my picture, so why can't I take hers, right?" So then she,
Because it's
right away,
creepy. Because
she
it's creepy.
gets up,
Do you see the problem?
gets up, puts her stuff in the trash, walks by me and goes, "Creep." Which I thought was hilarious. So back to the hilarious or creep thing. I thought it was hilarious. If she knew me at all, she would know not to say anything. Because now that she said creep to me, I'm going to tell this story over and over again. It's going to be, I love it.
The amazing thing is that makes it even creepier.
Did I like that? She said creep?
No, that you tell it over and over.
It's a great story.
Like you just keep compounding the creepiness.
I would have had no memory of this day at all in my life unless she called me a creep. Now I have fond memories of this. It's the great stuff.
I'm going to vote that that's creepy.
Creepy.
Creepy. Like it's hard. It's hard to get.
So
there.
you at home, you can tweet us during the month or send us emails and tell me if you think it was creepy or hilarious.
I'm going to write down my prediction.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, my fans maybe are different than you are. Margaret Thatcher died.
She did.
She was Prime Minister of England.
For a while.
10 years.
Like 10 or 12 years.
12 years probably. Hey, I think that means it's time for us to wrap up. So let's quickly go through Margaret Thatcher. Was she beloved or disliked?
She was the second most unpopular prime minister in British history.
But she made it to like 3 terms.
Yeah. Well, she managed to call elections at the right times.
She, I guess, had to make some tough decisions.
She did.
Yes.
And some bad ones.
Bad ones?
You don't get to be that unpopular if you don't make bad decisions.
All right. Our next show is May 9th. So tune in then.
I'm going to be really tired then, by the way.
Why? What's happening?
I'm
May 8th?
biking like a long time.
Oh, you're not biking until
like-
the weekend before that, right?
Well, I stay tired for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, Red Bull. Red Bull and
Red
that
Bull.
5-hour energy drink.
And then that next weekend, we're jogging in the dark over in San Jose.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
I tend to agree, but
Stay tuned for Stranger Music and What the Bleep. Maybe I'll be on What the Bleep this week because I am on that show a lot. All right. Great show. High five.